What's happening, y'all? Diesel Tech here, Diesel Tech Farm. So I just wanted to show you. Sorry about the lighting. I'm just doing this impromptu, but I just wanted to do a little review of my EXO Ranger X7 drone that happens to be a total piece of junk. All right, now as you can see, this is in relatively good shape. I mean, the blades aren't chipped. The arms aren't broken off. The underbelly, that's the antenna sticking out of the back. I mean, the underbelly's in good shape. The little rubber feet, the landing feet, they're still all there and in good shape. It's in good shape. All right. I've only flown it about 3 times. There's the remote. I've only flown it about 3 times, maybe 4. And this thing has been an utter piece of junk. What really turned me off was the first flight that I took, and I'm going to post a description in the video, or post a link to the video in the description below of how bad this thing is as far as video quality. Now, the whole reason I bought this drone is because I have DJI drones. The cheapest one I ever bought was about $700-800. And I do, on the side, I do home inspections, roof, chimney inspections, things like that. I also do car show videos, you know, general just drone stuff that people do. So I bought this one to have a little fun with, all right? It was cheap. It was, $400 or whatever. I got the extended warranty, which was supposed to be 1 or 2 years or something like that. And, mishap warranty, anything happens, they take care of it. And, well, that's a load of horse shit, these people. All right? They're fucking criminals. Excuse my language. But I get a little pissed off. You buy something, you trust the swank on it that's going to be great, this and that. Now, I bought this. I think I ordered it around February of 2021. I was in bed. I had COVID. 4 or 5 weeks of being sick with COVID, and what do? You're on your phone. You're on your computer. You're looking at different shit. EXO drones came up on Facebook. Wow, cool. Let me go to their website. It seems legit. And the things that you don't look at is their contact information, things like that. Their marketing swank was good. All right, interesting stuff. Whatever. The easiest to fly drone, and I'm looking for something for a friend of mine to come along with me when I do things. He's not experienced at all, so I figured, well, he can fly this thing, and not a big loss if something happens. But let me tell you, the video quality is crap. All right. And I contacted them on March 11th ish, around there, somewhere around there. I tried contacting them, and they took forever to get back to me because there's no 1-800 number to call. There's no real tech support. You message them. Now you can message them through Facebook, which they've since blocked me on Facebook and they've blocked me on Instagram. But you could message them through their website through a really crappy messaging system, and it takes them weeks to get back to you. So they finally got back to me, and I sent them the video of my first flight, of the horrible video, and you'll see that in the description below. I'm going to put a link, like I said. You're going to see the horrible video, and they tell me that this is okay. Listen, I've got $99 cheap fucking Amazon shit drones, Chinese garbage drones. They may not fly well, but I'll tell you, the video is better than this one. By far better than this one. Maybe they're only 720 or whatever, and the image isn't as good. They might only be 30 frames per second or whatever it is. But as far as stabilization, the image is good. Now, the image stabilization on this, it's supposed to have a gimbal up front. That's a protective cover on there. It has a gimbal up front, and the gimbal, you can move the camera up and down and whatever, and it's supposed to have a stabilization feature in the gimbal to stabilize the picture. Well, let me tell you, it doesn't work. All right, just plain and simple, it doesn't work. So that's what I contacted them. I said, listen, the image quality is horrible. And I was nice about it, figuring I got the extended warranty that, hey, what do I have to lose? They'll take care of it, right? You put your trust in people. I'm starting to learn that the only people you put your trust into is God, and that's it, because everybody else is evil. maybe I'm being a little harsh there, but people that do this shit, as far as I'm concerned, they're pretty evil people. But we got other things in this country to worry about that are even more evil, so I digress. Anyway, so they send me a reply back. Oh, that's normal. Sometimes the video's a little shaky. And then I get, well, it could be user error. We're going to get you in touch with our professional drone pilots. No, drone pirates. Yeah, that's what they are. But they're going to get you in touch with the drone pilots. They will instruct you. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Oh, yada, yada, yada. So I get a hold of them. And I was FaceTiming with one of them. That was actually a nice kid. And I'm showing him what's going on, and he tells me, he says, all right, pick up the drone and move it around with the drone on, and we'll watch the gimbal. I do that, and the gimbal doesn't move at all. And he says, yeah, your gimbal's messed up. It should track. The camera should stay absolutely level when you should be able to pick up the drone and move it around like this, and the camera should stay level, pretty much level. It's the image stabilization part of it. He says, yeah, that's not working. That's not right. He says, yeah, call or get a hold of so-and-so, send him an email. He'll take care of you. Well, that never happened. I sent emails, was never got anything back. Never got a reply, or a month or so later got a reply. And they've been basically stretching the shit out, not replying, all right? So I took it out for another couple of flights. I had a couple of successful ones where it didn't mess up on me at all, but there was two of them in particular. I was out near a customer's house, and the photo part of it, if I took a couple of pictures in a row, you could usually get one good picture out of it. So, I just wanted to get a little more practice. I said, maybe the image stabilization thing has to relearn. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I gave it honest to God flights and trials, to try it out. Still, not working. Now the problem was I was talking to a customer of mine, and I had it, hovering in the air, probably about 50 feet, 60 feet up. And I noticed, I'm not touching the controls, and I hear it start to, and I look up, and the drone's starting to do this. And what this is called toilet bowling, and it gets bigger and wider and wider and wider, and it keeps going until it's out of control, basically. Thankfully, we were in a park-like setting with no trees around, and it had just snowed the night before. And the snow was relatively soft, so it had melted off the roof of this house and stuff. But it was a slate roof house that I was actually looking. The concern was near the chimney. We were looking at a problem. But if you ever been on a slate roof house, you're very hard to climb up the roof, and you risk falling off. It's better just to use a drone. So anyway, I was able to crash land it into the soft snow, and as you can see, there's no damage. It didn't hurt anything. I said, oh, what was that? That was weird. I've only had that on the cheap Chinese drones, the GPS controlled drones that are the cheap China ones. They do that sometimes, called toilet bowling. All right, well, maybe I did something wrong. So the next time I went out, I took very careful to make sure I had a nice landing pad. I actually used my phone to level the landing pad, and when I did the you have to spin it around 3 times. I let it lay on this landing pad as I did it, so it stayed relatively level, and then you stand it up on end and you rotate it 3 times this way until it learns the magnetic compass calibration that they do. So I did all that, and I took it for a flight again, and it toilet bowled on me again. And this time I made sure I was in a park, a golf course actually, that they weren't using in the wintertime. And it did the same exact thing to me again. Well, I cannot afford to have this, and it's a pretty heavy drone. It's not that light with the battery in it. It's fairly heavy, and if this thing came crashing down and hit someone or their car or a window window or the side of our house. I mean, it could do some damage. It's not. It's much heavier than the cheap China toy drones. All right, that just bounce off whatever they hit, and you go on your way. This one's it's a serious piece of equipment as far as that. You're actually. I think this is. I think you need. I think you're supposed to get the FAA license for this. I don't know. I stopped flying it because of the dangers of it. And I'm not worried about dangers to any of my stuff. I could care less about my stuff. But as far as it hit anything of mine, I'm practicing with this thing. But I can't afford to have it damage some, customer stuff. I don't want to make insurance claims. I just leave it at that. So that was a problem. They refused to do anything about it. I contacted them about the video image. I contacted about this. I personally, I think they blocked me because at that point in time, I wasn't even getting any responses back from them. The professional drone pilot, he would actually talk to me a little bit, and he says he tried to contact them, and they, yeah, that's what they gave him, and then eventually he's not contacting me either. So there are a bunch of dirtbags in this company that are just stealing your money and selling you some knockoff Chinese shit. Now this is actually a copy of another popular drone that the Chinese make. I can't remember exactly what the name of that drone is. Maybe if I remember, I'll put it in the description below. But this is actually a copy. I mean, it's plain and simple a fucking copy. I mean, everything's the same as the Chinese drone. They just put their name on it and sell it as their own design, which it is not. So they refuse to do anything for me. All right. And I've been a thorn in their side for about a year. Every time I see a post on Facebook, I put my comment on there with a link to my YouTube video of the first flight and a horrible picture. Well, finally today they blocked me on both YouTube and Facebook, or not YouTube. They blocked me on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm just making a video, and I'm going to put this video up on YouTube to point to my other one to say, hey, be careful when you're buying this crap because it's junk. It's literal junk. It's expensive junk. Buy the $99 one and learn how to fly that. All right, that's what I could say. Buy the $150 one, learn how to fly that. Because this $400 one, just don't cut it. All right, it's junk. I'm sorry to say it is junk. I actually gave this to a neighbor kid, and I got it back just for this little video. But I gave it to a neighbor kid who's into drones and flying and everything else, and he tried to fly it once, and it toilet bowled on him too. And thankfully, because I told him it had this problem, he only went about 2-3 feet above the ground and let it hover there while he was, playing with it, going, left, right, and all this stuff. And it started to toilet ball on him, and he dropped it down right away before it did any damage. And told me, yeah, there's something really wrong with it. It's, you really can't fly it. I'm not going to fly it at all. I don't want to, in case they decide to do something for you, I'll put it back in the case. And if you want to have it, back or whatever. So he just gave it back to me the other day so I could make this little video. So anyway, that's that. All right. It's, I don't know how any of their other products are. I'm pretty sure I got a dud because there's too many people on there that say that theirs are good. Maybe they are good. Maybe in the Northeast where I am, I'm too far away from the satellites. Because when you turn on the remote, it's got a little picture of a satellite there that flashes, and it tells you how many satellites it's connected to. And I forgot what all the stuff means on here now. The mode is whether you're using GPS or not. I forgot what the H and the D were for, but you can refresh my memory. I got still got the manual in there. Well, anyway, this is supposed to get a bunch of satellites, and I think when you get about 13 or 15 satellites or something like that, you're ready to fly. So, you turn this on, you set it to the side, you do your calibration, your compass calibration, you get everything all set, and by the time by the time you go through all that crap, it's already acquired the satellites and you're good to go. Maybe it's because I live in the Northeast, and when I was flying it, there was some cloud cover, but my DJI's always got satellite information. They always worked. It's just something with this drone. Maybe the satellite receiver's a dud. I don't know. I'm not an electronics expert. I'm not a computer expert. I'm a mechanic. I get my hands dirty, and I like drones. So take it as you will. I mean, this was just a little impromptu video, so the quality's not that good, but you know, it even comes with spare blades. That was my adapter, so I could take the card out of the SD card out of the side of it, and because you can record video to the SD card. I never actually got the bottom camera on here to work. I'm not sure what you have to do that because I didn't fly it enough. But there's actually an SD card in here that you can use to record the video to. Originally, I recorded the video straight to my phone. So that's why the sound quality is what it is. There's a bag of screws here too. Because there's no, when you record onto the SD card, which I did the second time, there's no sound at all. And I was trying to experiment doing it to my phone and trying to play Pandora or something on the phone, have some music, but anyway, it didn't work. Excuse me. The bag is very nice. You know, there's lots of nice features. The batteries are nice. They charge up USB. You know, there are lots of nice things about this, but in the end, it's still a piece of junk that I can't fly because I'm afraid of doing damage to something. Where I live is in a residential area, and I'm just too close to other people's Mercedes and Audis and Volkswagens and, you know, all that high-end cars and stuff. There's a bunch of that stuff around. I don't care if it hits my Silverado, but you know, I just can't afford to fly it and have it hit somebody else's car. And, you know, do these new cars, they're such tissue paper, it'll do $20,000 worth of damage. I'm not looking for that hassle. So yeah, and if anybody wants to buy this, you know, send me a message. It flies, but it is a problem. It toilet bowls bad. Usually within the first 5 to 6 minutes of flying, it'll start the toilet bowl. So, especially if you're hovering. If you're moving with it, not a problem. But the moment you sit around and hover is when the problem starts. So it does not like hovering. As long as you're flying it, you're good to go. Do not hover with it. It will start the toilet bowl on you. So, and when you're trying to learn how to fly a new drone that you're not experienced with, you tend to let it hover while you play with things. I mean, the controls are a little different than the DJI. You know, you have to familiarize yourself with what the buttons do, because I mean, here's your speed. That's the auto land. It looks like that is a video camera, and that is the still camera. But on these buttons, if you press and hold them, they do different functions. So, you know, when you're flying it, you're trying to learn these things of what they do. And, you know, it probably takes you, even with the DJIs, it probably took me 20, 30 flights to actually get really, really comfortable and know its exact limits and everything else and be extremely comfortable using it. You know, this one, I'm still not comfortable using it because I haven't learned all the idiosyncrasies of it. Well, it's not worth it now because it loses control. So yeah. Anyway, this video is going on about 20 minutes now, so I am going to cut it off. But that is my review of the EXO Ranger X7. Total piece of junk. Not worth the money. To those of you that got it and have successfully flown it, hey, more power to you. I see other videos on YouTube that people actually have flown it great and their video quality is great, because I looked at that before I bought it and I said, wow, the video quality's not bad. The picture quality's not bad. For the price, how can I go wrong? Well, I didn't have my magic rabbit's foot with me when I ordered it. You know, the stars and the moon and the stars were not aligned. Whatever it was, I happened to get a dud, and on top of it, these people refuse to do anything for you. So keep that in mind when you buy something from them. They will not help you. The extended warranty does fuck all for you. Uh, Sorry about the language, but you know, the more I talk about it, the more I get pissed off. So I'm just gonna stop the video now and go on about my day. Put this thing back in its bag, throw it in the corner on the shelf, and never look at it again unless somebody wants to buy it. I don't know. Make me an offer. It's not worth much now because it is what it is. It's probably worth parts. I mean, it could be just a bad remote because I think this is, well, no, this is actually what gets the satellite image or satellite stuff, and the remote just tells you what it gets. So I don't know what it could be. I'm not sure. I'm not a computer expert. My buddy that looked at it, he only looked at it because of the gimbal issue. And but I make this cover such a pain to get off. There it goes. So he only looked at it for the gimbal issue, and I mean it moves freely. And they tell you you're not supposed to do this, but it moves freely. But this part here, it just flaps in the breeze. It never does like my buddy told me, or well, not my buddy actually. The flight instructor told me. He said, put a battery in it, turn it on, and move the drone around, and this camera should stay pretty much level where you point it, and it does not. It just points wherever. Like, this part straightens out. It levels out when you turn it on. But it wants to go to one side. It doesn't stay in the middle easily. But, yeah, he said, oh, wow, that's a defective... That's not right. It's defective. So this thing just flaps in the breeze. Maybe it's a wind or whatever, but it flaps in the breeze. You'll see on the video. And that's that. So, yeah. All right. Y'all have a great day. Diesel Tech out.